Hi, I'm David Watts, Notary Public. I want to talk about what the various documents are when we're referring to personal, estate, healthcare planning documents. So I think we're all familiar with a will. Basically, a will is a document that leaves instructions for those who outlive us with regards to what we want to have happen to our estate. It names guardians for infant children, it names beneficiaries who would receive the residue of our estate, and also talks about any gifts that we would like to leave to organizations, charities, or specific people. Next is power of attorney. There's two different types of power of attorney that we can do. There's a specific power of attorney, which can be for a specific purpose. For instance, I want to give power of attorney to my parents to sell my car while I'm away at college. That's a specific power of attorney. We also have an enduring power of attorney, and that's a document that names someone to act for you for financial and legal decision making, to sign documents. And the enduring power of attorney doesn't expire, so we sign it now and it's good forever in a person's lifetime. Next is representation agreements. So a representation agreement is much like a power of attorney, but it's also for healthcare decision making as opposed to legal and financial decision making. There's two different types of representation agreements. There's Section 7 Standard Representation Agreement, and this is for standard representation agreement is for things like basic decision making and basic things like paying bills or minor choices. The test for capacity and consent is less for a Section 7 agreement, so it is useful in cases where if someone is not able to have enough consent or capacity to sign the other documents. Most common is a Section 9, what's called a non-standard or enhanced representation agreement, or Section 9 is the best term. But basically, this is the representation agreement that allows for all types of healthcare decision making. So everything, going into a facility, giving consent for surgeries or operations. It also includes end-of-life decision-making, so whatever is required for naming somebody to act on your behalf for your healthcare decision-making. Last but not least is the advance directive. So an advance directive is a document wherein you describe under what circumstances you would want to give consent or withhold consent for specific medical procedures. And it could be things, again, it could be end-of-life type decision-making. Some people, if a person is terminal and a doctor has determined that there's no reasonable prospect of regaining consciousness or any meaningful quality of life, some people would not want to be kept alive artificially with called heroic measures. Other people will have different ideas about whether they want CPR at different stages. The advance directive is a document that acts, it names, the document acts on its own behalf. So there's no person involved invoking the document. The document says this is me giving consent or not giving consent, and the document has to be followed, the instructions. Some people will use an advance directive with a representation agreement. So you can have the representation agreement for things that come up when it's decision making required to do this or to do that. And you're not able to participate in your own decision making. But they might have an advance directive for end-of-life decision making only, simply because that's a difficult decision to make. And some people would not want to have that be a burden for people that they like to be their decision makers. So advance directive can be for just end-of-life decision making. Representation agreement, Section 9, is for most of your healthcare decision making that would be necessary. Enduring power of attorney is going to be for your legal and financial decision making assistance, and then your will is for everything talking about what happens after a person passes away. If you have any questions about these various documents or procedures, or if you'd like a quote on what we charge to do these, you can phone anytime. David Watts, Notary Public. Phone number is 604-685-7786. Or you can also email office@davidnotary.com. Thanks very much. Have a great day.